if it comes from either country, does it really matter for me? No. But if they wanted to go through the process and say, hey, you said it's made in the USA, but this is really, plastic from Canada, and you injection molded it in Canada, and then you put the feet in and put the stickers on here. Well, it's not USA. So there's kind of like to really put that statement on almost any product. It's like you can't, because everything going behind it, it's so hard to verify and validate that everything was done here.
Right.
That I'd rather, we both agreed, was just like, you can say it's assembled in the USA, domestic and foreign parts.
This is the Mostly Middle Tennessee Business Podcast, a podcast about Middle Tennessee business owners and professionals.
That's right.
Mostly.
Yes, as always, thank you, Mr. Matt Wilson, for that intro. Yeah, I do the intro for his podcast, the Mostly Marketing Podcast, and he does the one for me. Been friends with him for a very, very long time. And today's episode, we're going to be talking especially into the realm of manufacturing, and you're doing it right, I would imagine right here. Mr. Joe Paonessa. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing well. You're with Edgecroft.
Yep.
And you do pretty much injection molding and plastic molding and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
So what you did the Squatty Potty.
Yes, we manufacture all the Squatty
Yes,
Potties.
I am trying to get more ginkgo biloba into my system so I remember stuff. We have one of those.
And do you use it? Do you love it?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Because that was a Shark Tank item, I believe.
Yeah. It's I believe it's like the second most successful Shark Tank product.
What was the first one?
Scrub Daddy.
Was it Scrub Daddy?
Yeah.
You remember the belt? I'm trying to think of the name of the belt, but it's I actually wear them. It's a ratchet style belt.
Oh, yeah. I forget the name, but I saw that episode.
Has a V
well.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Varus belt or something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember they were impressed with him because he went to the shoot, or at least auditioned, and while he was out there, he was actually cold calling retailers, which they were very impressed with.
Yeah.
But that was a great product. So you just happened to get the ability to manufacture these things. You didn't come up with the concept.
No. Yeah. So I do all the manufacturing for like the plastic injection molded Squatty Potties. They have like a wide range of products. Some are made out of like wood and now they're getting into like other, I guess like bathroom items as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, we do all the injection molding for all their plastic products.
Now, how did you get into this? What did you set out to do? You come from the Great White North.
Yep.
Up in Canada. You've been there for 35 years.
Yep.
Recently, you've moved down here.
Yep.
Apparently, you had enough of the cold.
Yes.
Can't blame you there. How did all that begin, and what kind of gave you the entrepreneurial bug, so to speak?
Well, for starting my own business, probably when it kind of started was in university. I took engineering as my bachelor's, and then I also took a master's in engineering in Ontario in Canada. When I was in like my first or second year, we had to take CAD design programs, and they would give you a manual that was very thick and just be like, go through the pages.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. I didn't like doing that. And that's kind of when YouTube started, I guess, like starting to take off. And,
so 05, 06.
Yeah. And then you see YouTube videos on there and I'm like, okay, that's pretty easy. And I got really good at using CAD software and everything. And what I did on my own was I made my own video tutorials of how to use CAD software while I was in university, and made them. And then I was distributing them on eBay. So we were selling them on eBay, and it turned into a very short run, but lucrative little run of making tutorials and selling them online. The thing that kind of catches up is like every year there's a new version. And then once one person does it, everybody else wants to kind of like duplicate it. And, probably lasted about maybe 2-3 years. So it wasn't too bad. And that was kind of like my first, okay, wow, I can kind of like come up with an idea, make something and produce it kind of thing. So I did that first in university. Then after university, when I graduated, I did automotive engineering. So I was kind of like into cars and everything. So we worked at General Motors and then all of like their suppliers. So,
which is big in that area. right?
Yeah. It's very big in Toronto, in the GTA. There's lots of automotive manufacturing, and that was kind of what I wanted to get into. One of my co-ops, I really wanted to get into like race cars and everything, and I got a co-op job doing race cars. And then once I saw how much time these guys are working on these things, I was like, hey, maybe this isn't for me. So I just kind of got into the manufacturing of vehicles at like General Motors. So I started there as like a supervisor on the floor, and then went to go work for one of their suppliers as being like a design engineer, then a program manager. And then from there, I had, when I was a program manager at an automotive company, I also had a side business still that was still from the tutorial company. I kind of started doing engineering certifications. So something that was very boring is they have racks in their buildings. How much weight can go on those racks, and how high can you stack it? So I started doing these certifications for all of these different suppliers in Ontario. And one of those suppliers asked me to come work for them and be like their operations manager. So that's when I left being like a program manager at an engineering company, and I went and became an operations manager at an automotive packaging company. So that was still kind of doing my own business. I was kind of, I guess, selling my time and selling like my company to them. And one day, randomly, the unit beside them was an injection molding company. And I guess the owner passed away about 6 months ago, and they were kind of closing it down. So one of the workers came over and was like, hey, just in case you guys are interested in some machinery and stuff, they're going to have an auction next month. And then instead of going to the auction, it was kind of like, okay, well, what do you want for everything? And what's it worth? And what products do you have? And everything like that. And one of the products that they did produce was Squatty Potty. So that was one of their clients. Mm-hmm. They were slowly like dismantling everything. So some customers have already left. That one was still there. The machinery was still there, and there was workers that still wanted to be there. So it was just kind of right place, right time, and having an appetite to take some risk and try it out kind of thing.
And the romance with injection molding began.
Yes. Yeah. So from there, it was like a crash course in injection molding, managing a company.
How long ago was this?
It's I'm trying to think, 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's funny around that time, how many entrepreneurial efforts started. That's about when mine did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was like a really good ripe time for a lot of entrepreneurs. It seemed to become very popular during that time. Did you pay attention to a lot of influencers or whatever was being talked about on social media at that time?
Yeah, actually. So I would say about a year before, I think 1 year before, I went and did and bought that the injection molding business there. I was reading like I forget the guy's name, like Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe a year or two before that, I started reading that, and I'm like, okay, I got to get into something. Yeah. And
did you feel like an urgency about it? Like, oh my gosh, you didn't? Did you not like working for somebody?
No, probably. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Looking at everything, I'm like, okay, there's so much more to it kind of thing. I felt like me going through school, it was kind of like with my parents and everything. Everyone was like, get the best grades, do the best in school, do the best.
Do the thing. Yeah.
And I did that. I went through engineering. I did the best in school, got scholarships, did master's programs, best, kept doing that. And then I'm looking at, but it doesn't translate to more, I guess, like wealth, more free time, more flexibility. It was just more, I felt like the more I was doing, the better I was at something, the more it was kind of like pinning me into a corner that this is the one thing you can do kind of thing.
Right.
And yeah, naturally I just I think I always wanted to like run a business, and I always enjoyed doing that. And that's kind of like, for me, even in university, when I first started that tutorial thing, and I'm like, okay, this is actually something that can work.
Hi, I'm Jason Miller. I'm the owner of Christian Brothers Automotive here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. We fix cars here, both European and domestic, from simple oil changes to complete engine rebuilds and replacements. Most important thing, though, is while you're waiting, we've got the best snack game in town, and we invite you to make yourself at home and get to know us, and we treat you like family. We're located right across the street from Walmart on Highway 31 right here in Spring Hill. Let us know that you heard about us on this ad and we'll give you 10% off your next oil change. So stop on in and see us in downtown Spring Hill. Do we even have a downtown in Spring Hill?
So then I reading his books and I was just looking at other things to get into. And I actually bought a coin laundromat. So I had that about a year before I got into the plastic injection molding business because I was like, perfect passive income, try this thing out kind of thing.
Is anything passive is the question?
No, it isn't. Not at all. I mean, it's nice to say that it's there and it's running, but yeah, you're on call all the time. You know, even though as small as it is and as silly as like the little business was, it does take up a lot of your time. A
lot of people talk about with the car wash business, which we're involved with a lot at J Squared with the lighting we make. A lot of investors, a lot of VCs, well, we'll just get into the car wash world because they just print money. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's a big machine you got to keep running. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Literally. Yeah. And for me, when I like the laundromat that I bought was about 5 years old, and the person who had it, you know, I kind of see like their systems and how they have it set up. And for me, there's certain things I don't agree with. And it's like, okay, well, why are you trying to fix everything? You know, get somebody else to do it because I don't want to be there. And when I got it, you know, you do pay a premium to get the right people in there, but at the same time, you figure it out in a way that you get them out there once to fix three things. Another thing was I don't want to be there cleaning, or the only time I want to be there is collecting money. So I found like in the area there's apartments up top kind of thing. And I met, you know, one of the guys that walked through there every day. And I'm like, do you want to clean? Like, yeah, I do. So it was like a perfect little, it's a dream of mine.
It was perfect. He's like, okay. He's like, you're going to pay me? I'm like, yeah. So
how often did you have to go in the clean? Is once a day?
So when I first got it, he had somebody that he was paying like $200 a week to go in. And I'm like, this is too much. And I put up cameras in there. That was like one of the first things I did. And once I put cameras in there, I'm like, this guy's not even showing up like 3 times a week. Yeah. So what I thought was somebody like a customer that would go through there every day. I'm like, if there's something to clean, he'll do it. And if there's not, he won't. And, you know, once a week or twice a week, you know, mop everything and really clean it out. And it just worked out great. So he did that for me. I think I had it for maybe about 3 years, and he did that for a few years. And then for me going in, I would go in like once a week to just like to collect the money, put it back into the like the exchange machine kind of thing, and that was it. So it worked out pretty well. It attracts some very interesting stories and folk that come through there. So it was always, regardless of the business, it was like worth it just for like, you know, the stories and everybody you meet there kind of thing. So.
I would imagine that the storage business must be about as passive as it gets. You know, you got foot traffic, you got to keep the facilities clean. Yeah. You know, but as far as, you know, overall maintenance of the facility, it's kind of up to the people that rent out the units to keep them clean. And I guess once someone moves out, you got to keep on people to pay their bills, and then you got to auction off their stuff, so on and so forth. Making sure somebody's there to man the front desk, you know? Yeah. But, you know, I guess.
Well, with mine, I guess maybe about like 6 months into it, I found out like, you know, having a good landlord is something that's very important. And that one there, I had a bad landlord. Like 6 months in, we had probably like negative 30-degree weather for like a week straight. I didn't own the basement, but a pipe in the basement burst because the guy doesn't have any heating in the basement. And I'm just looking at him, and he's like, and it destroyed, you know, everything for the entire building. So there was like 8 people that were all out of water for, you know, so long. So, seeing how much that person didn't care about upkeep or anything, and, you know, made me want to make sure that with other businesses, when I'm renting, that I'm renting from somebody that's good. And if possible, that I want to own it myself, so that I have pride and ownership, that I take care of like that facility even more kind of thing.
Well, to him, it was a passive business.
Yes. Very passive. He didn't even want to be there. Yeah.
He didn't want to be involved.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like the dad owned it. The son was like, why are you calling me? You know,
Right.
kind of thing. So
Was it like, you ever see the movie Horrible Bosses?
yeah. Yeah.
Remember the guy who, I can't remember the company it was, but the son takes it over and he's like a cokehead.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of a scenario.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, so yeah. And then I think I had that for about 2 or 3 years, and I bought the plastics company in between that. So once I bought the plastics company, I'm like, okay, I kind of got that kind of passive income, learned about it. And somebody at the time was asking to buy it from me. So I was like, no problem. Here you go. So
Right.
it worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, nice.
And then from there, yeah, it turned into kind of like more full-time, 100% into that plastics company. Just learning, because in automotive, I was doing injection molding, but it was more like designing and quoting. And then I wouldn't have to deal with the manufacturing, because I'm like, oh, that's someone else's problem. And then
Right.
now I'm into that, figuring out, you know, lots of the different things that can come up and happen. And yeah, and then Squatty Potty was our main customer there, and just started, you know, a really good relationship with them that we've grown over like those 6 or 7 years. That we've expanded a lot in Canada, and then when we moved down here about 3 years ago, we expanded more production with them down here, and then also into doing secondary things like fulfillment and packaging and shipping and distribution for them.
Oh, wow. Really?
So yeah,
Is that typical for a manufacturer to do?
No.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's we looked at it like with them. I guess they've over like while I've been there, the company has been sold like 3 times. It just keeps getting flipped. Like every 2 or 3 years, it keeps getting flipped. And I think maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, like the owner, like the people that you saw on TV were finally, they were totally paid out. They're gone out of it now. Now it's just like a private equity company that owns it. So throughout that time, we've just grown, and I guess they've gotten really comfortable with us and happy with like the things that we do to save them money, do a better job. And one of the things is, hey, why are we setting up a truck to send this product, 10 hours away for $3,000? Why don't we just like leave it in my place? And I'm pretty sure I could do it cheaper for them, and a better job than the other company that's fulfilling it for you. And they agreed to, and slowly we've kind of been increasing a little bit more. And like the facility that we have, that we bought out here in Tennessee was about 10,000 square feet. And now we just doubled it to about 20,000 square feet. And I think by October, it's going to be full again. So it's amazing to see how it's growing, and how they continue to have confidence in us to do that.
So this facility here, you're manufacturing and fulfilling, distributing, packaging it all up.
Yeah, all in one spot.
20,000 square foot space.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is that?
It's in Centerville, Tennessee. So
it's a ways away.
It's about an hour. It's about an hour southwest of Nashville, I would say, and about an hour west of like where I am.
How did you find that? Just
so when you come, like for me coming here, when we moved 3 years ago, getting a mortgage is awful because you have no credit in the US. You're like a nobody. So we had to we had to still use like a bank in Canada that operated out of here for our mortgage. And then when you go to open a business to get any credit for your business, they're like, well, you just opened it 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
We don't want to do anything with you. I was like, hey, I could show you all my financials from Canada. They love me up there. I've got, 10 years of solid growth, and
no, it doesn't matter.
They just don't care. They're like, that's nice. So what I had to do here to get a property, it was like, either you're going to pay the whole thing in cash, or you're going to find someone who wants to finance it for you, like an owner finance or something, or like a private lender. So what I started doing was I saw a few not deals, but I saw a few properties that I liked, lost out each time. And then I started knocking on doors and looking at random old buildings that I don't think were being utilized, and trying to find out who the owner was and if they're interested in selling. So I did that for about 3 or 4 months, and eventually a property that I went to go see that I was like, that's one that I want to buy. The guy was like, oh, actually, I just bought it a year ago from my uncle. But my uncle actually has another place, 10 minutes down the road. I think he probably should sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down there. The guy wasn't there, but one of his workers, I gave him my contact information. Didn't hear from him for about 3 or 4 months. Then in 3 or 4 months, I got a call from this guy and he's like, I'd like to sell. I'm like, okay, perfect. So we worked out a deal that I gave him like a down payment and then I'm financing it through him.
So you have quite a ways to kind of keep, I guess you got cameras out there and to keep tabs on things and managers and
we've got
sort of management structure.
Yeah, we've got about 10 employees now.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah. We
how often do you have to go out there though?
Right now I'm going more than I want to. But like I try and set up everything that I can give it to somebody else and they take it and run with it. And then I can kind of go on to like the next project and then have somebody else that learns it. And then I go on to the next one.
Right.
Kind of like in Canada, for the injection molding, I had, I kind of knew everything. And then when I knew that we wanted to leave, it was like, okay, who ended up being like my wife's cousin who worked for me. It's like, okay, I'm going to show you everything. You're going to do everything and we're going to do this. And, I'm running, a manufacturing facility that runs 3 shifts. I think we have like 15, 20 people there. And, I'm all the way down here in Nashville, still running that. So just to have the people in the right place that can kind of keep things moving. And I don't want to be the only person that knows how to do something. I want other people to learn. So even with in Centerville, the workers that I have there, I have 2 people there that I've been training up to do different aspects of the business and slowly give them more and more responsibility.
Mm.
So I'm not there as much. But right now I'm probably going there like 3 times a week, just because we're doing so much expansion and new things that it's not something that they would know. Because when I'm setting up when we're getting new products in that I've never seen before, I can't expect them to figure out what we're going to do with it or how to store it and how we need to like send it out to Amazon and everything like that. So
Right. I mean, it's what is your philosophy when it comes to that? Because a lot of business owners out there are trying to figure out scaling. I think it's one of the biggest challenges for a lot of businesses, and also attracting and retaining Gen Z employees is a big issue.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've been good at?
I guess my philosophy with like my businesses and how I look at them is everything I do at some point I'm looking at it that I want to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm like, I want to set it up in a way that somebody can look at it and here's the whole thing, take it. It's all yours. I don't
turnkey.
I don't want to be the talent or the person, because if I go to sell it, they're going to be like, well, you have to stay here for X amount of years. Right. And it's like, at that point, you're going to be like, well, why am I even going to sell it and stick around for 3 more years?
Yeah, you own a job.
Yeah. So I look at it that I want to set up a bunch of systems in place that everybody can do their job. It's easy to pass to the next person if somebody leaves and somebody comes in, and just like an easy system to give to others to work on.
There's a lot of businesses out there that it's so tough to do. I mean, in a business like mine, well, primarily where I started with voiceover, couldn't really do the voiceover without me. I still have to be involved. But I've seen guys that have done that where they had to build out staffs that do the production. They would just literally go in there and sit in a booth and record stuff all day. Okay, off you go, produce it, either, get it off to the client or whatever. But in the podcasting realm with it'syourshow.co, it's doable, because I want to get to a point where I'm more of a consultant to the clients on how to do a podcast the right way. Rather than actually being the guy at the table facilitating all the production and stuff like that. We're getting there, but obviously those things do take time. Yeah. It's nice to have a business that is scalable to kind of operate itself.
Yeah.
But what is moving forward with the Squat? What kind of products are they coming down the pike with Squatty Potty? And are you doing other injection molding products? Yeah.
So with them, like they have probably the end of this year, early next year, they have like more products that are going to be coming to, I guess like to the market kind of thing. I don't want to jump ahead and say anything, but let them do it on their account. But yeah, they're expanding and they're looking at different options, and we're with them with one right now, and then probably another 6 months from now, we're working on like another one. So they're continually growing and diversifying hey, it started as a stool, but hey, we're kind of like your bathroom space, like anything in there they're trying to expand into.
They're trying to do like what the Dollar Shave Club did. Remember when those guys came out?
Yeah.
They were pure, and they still are. I mean, I've been a member since 2013.
Yeah.
I mean, that commercial they put out, that was so great. You know, he's like, you know, we don't need Roger Federer. That's where your money's going.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, it's like, gosh, how much were we paying for razors? Remember? It was so expensive.
Yeah.
But when they started, that came around, that really piqued my interest. I became a member, but now they're in all things men's facial care. And
yeah. It's just like a natural progression that they can kind of like get into that space.
Well, I mean, with the Squatty Potty though, I mean, how many, do they have different variations of the design that are, you know, different series and stuff like that? I mean,
yeah, no, if you look there's probably about, I'd say like 15 different variations.
Really?
15 different variations and colors, and you can.
And they're selling more and more every year.
I'd say it's pretty consistent.
Really?
But when I first got into it, I was like, once one person buys one, you never need one again. I'm like, I was thinking,
unless it breaks.
Yeah. But then it's like, well, if it breaks after a couple of years, it might look dingy, and you know, it's like $20. So it's like, okay, throw it out and get a new one. So
luxury stools. I'm on the website right now. There's actually a segment called luxury stools.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the wooden ones. Some of them look like marble, Carrera marble. I don't know if they are Carrera marble.
No.
That's plastic.
Yeah.
Is that you?
That's plastic. No, we do kind of like just like the white ones, like the white and colored ones that are injection molded. Those ones I think are, I don't know who makes those ones, to be honest, but they have like lots of different kinds and brands, not brands, but like different styles and variations and colors. And, you know, they're always trying different things. They got like a kiddie stool, you know, there's a pup or whatever. So they're trying to hit, you know, all different segments of it, trying to capture it all because they have a great brand and great brand recognition.
Yeah.
That when you think of, like, if you go on Amazon and like, look, hey, I want a toilet stool, you know, there's all these knockoff ones, and then there's Squatty Potty.
Right.
So it's like, which one are you going to gravitate towards? Like the branded one.
Where are those competitors being made? Is a lot of competition out of China?
Oh yeah. They're all being made out of China. So that's something that we've discussed with them, is considering like everything that's going on now, is do we want to put a sticker on there that says made in the USA?
You truly are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
might as well.
The only, not the issue, but like we've been looking into that, and a competitor for something totally different, they brought it up as like an example, is there's a company, a very well-known company, that they said was made in the USA, and they make it, they package it here, but the base material comes from, I think it was like Spain.
Right.
And I guess they looked into it and said, your product at the end of the day is this base material. You might cut it up, package it a certain way, but it's still from that country. So they're in like a big trouble kind of thing. Big fines and everything to say, because you can't put that statement on there, because if they really get into it, they're going to look at, okay, at the core of it, where did this material come from? If it came from a different country, they're like, well, that's not really made in the USA kind of thing.
That's interesting. We have, you know, a competitor who says their product, it's an LED lighting product, is made in the USA. And we never claimed it ourselves. We design it here, but it's manufactured in China, and we get it shipped here because China has the market cornered on rare earth metals, which are the core ingredient for LED lighting as we know it. And, you know, if you're going to buy LED lighting, it's coming from China or somewhere in Asia for sure. Until we start mining for rare earth metals here in the States, that's the deal. Okay. There's really no getting around it right now, but they claim made in the USA. And it's like, how do they get away with this? It's not.
If they're just boxing it in the USA.
Or maybe putting the pieces together here, you know?
So when we were kind of going through that exercise, like they haven't decided to do that yet, but when we were going through it, we were going to put something that said like, made in the USA with domestic and foreign components.
Right.
Because one of the things for us is the resin that goes into the material, like into the Squatty Potty. Sometimes we get it from the US, sometimes we get it from Canada. It's just, I pretty much do like auctions for like box cars and like rail cars of material. So when a good one comes up, I buy it.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes from either country, does it really matter for me? No. But if they wanted to go through the process and say, hey, you said it's made in the USA, but this is really, plastic from Canada, and you injection molded it in Canada, and then you put the feed in and put the stickers on here. Well, it's not USA. So there's kind of like to really put that statement on almost any product. It's like you can't, because everything going behind it, it's so hard to verify and validate that everything was done here.
Right.
That I'd rather, we both agreed, was just like, you can say it's assembled in the USA, domestic and foreign parts.
Does your garage door sound like this? If it does, it's screaming for help. Call Incredible Doors, 931-348-DOOR. We're making garage doors in Murray and Williamson counties work better and sound better. We just make them incredible again. Go to IncredibleDoors.com or call 931-348-DOOR. Follow us on Facebook for specials on maintenance visits, keypads, and other items. 931-348-DOOR. IncredibleDoors.com.
And it's like, that's one of the things if it comes up, we say, no, we're just not going to mislead you. Our products are from China, like everybody else. Okay, a lot of, we just have a different design, and we work with our manufacturers over there to do it a certain way. Mm-hmm. And we go back and forth. We A/B test. We put it out into the marketplace to see how they're going to weather. Literally, I mean, our lighting is harsh environment rated. Because it has to be when it's sitting in a car wash with water and chemicals. We've had a lot of winners, some stinkers. Mm-hmm. One of which, if you go through a car wash, there's an arch. They call it the grand entry archway, and it puts the foam on your windshield. Yeah. And for years, they were using colored foam. Now they want to use lighting to have that same kind of effect and save money with the foam. You only get one color.
The lava foam.
The lava, exactly. Yeah. And those lights are constantly being poured on, to get something that actually lasts is something. So we pulled our product off the market because it just wasn't working. But we've got another one coming down the pike that should be better. And it's been market tested. And we have a lot of local car washes here that we market test. We have a partnership with, and 3 months now, still going strong. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
So you might have found the recipe.
How do you get, do you get recycled plastic? I mean, especially if people are done with Squatty Potties. I mean, it should be a recycling program. Hey, we'll take it back, melt it down and make another one,
Yeah. So for us, within our manufacturing process, we don't have, we recycle everything. We don't throw out any plastic. So, if one, a shot comes out short, or depending on what the defect is, we'll grind it up and put it back in. Right. And so we have no scrap there. For us, the resin that we buy, they call it off spec. So because of our product, we can kind of use a range of different melts. But if, say, someone's an automotive supplier, it's it has to be the exact spec. You can't deviate from it. For us, it's hey, if there's a deal, or if we can save our customers some money, we'll change our machine setup a little bit to accommodate this other material. Mm-hmm. And for what our product is, it's very forgiving when you go and mold it. Some things are very tight tolerances and everything. Ours is forgiving. So if you have a little bit of an off-spec material, we're able to use it. So we're using stuff that, normally might get thrown away, kind of thing.
So you're being very efficient with it, for sure. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So when we first got into doing it with Squatty Potty, they were buying pretty much an engineered resin from that was pre-colored at this melt temperature, all these things, very specific. And we were forced to buy it from a supplier. Mm-hmm. And when I got into it, I was like, why don't we just get this and we'll color it ourselves? And, it's a big savings. And then when we went through it, validated it, saved them a lot of money, and they were very happy about that. So,
you're kind of a partner and coming alongside them at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Cause it's if they can't, if the manufacturing cost gets out of control, and then they can't sell their product, well, I can't make it for them. Mm-hmm. So why not, be part of the solution to figure out how to make them more competitive and everything like that. Is
it an ABS plastic? I think that's the term.
No. We with our design, we're able to flip between HDPE, which is high density polyethylene, or polypropylene. So we can go back and forth to either one depending on what's available, like in the marketplace kind of thing.
On the plastics technology field, hyperpropylene, is that the name?
Or high density polyethylene.
And the polypropylene.
Yeah.
Now, is that a new technology?
No. So the advantage of actually like HDPE, well, polypropylene too, but PE is very abundant in North America, especially with like gas extraction, like gas and like the fracking. It's like it's like a product that comes out of it when they go to do their fracking.
So, really?
So HDPE in North America is cheaper than HDPE in China. So we
Good use of the byproduct.
Yeah. So, and there's so much of it, and they're just, it's using like your geography to your advantage kind of thing. Like how you said, like China's got all the rare earth metals. It's like, well, here it's like, if the HDPE is cheaper, why not just use it here? And, you kind of like, the same material that you buy here, it's, say 50% more elsewhere. Use that to your advantage and manufacture here with it.
Right.
So use it for everything.
I mean, it's is it petroleum based?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you watched Landman at all?
No.
TV show?
No.
You should. There's a good scene in there where Billy Bob Thornton's character talks about energy production. He's in the oil business, and they're out in these in the Texas oil fields, and they got all the windmills up on towers, the big turbines, and there's an attorney from the company that's coming down to check a few things out, side plot lines, so those kinds of things. And they get into talking about the efficient, well, we need to be doing more of that than what you're doing. And he goes, let me tell you straight right now that all these things, these wind turbines are actually not as good as you think, how much money it takes to put up and what you're actually really getting out of them. Oh, and by the way, they still need petroleum to do all that stuff. Yeah. We're not getting off petroleum anytime soon is basically the gist of his speech. It's a great one. You probably find it on YouTube. Yeah. But it's interesting to kind of hear the get hit between the eyes with that kind of a concept,
Yeah. And even with like the petroleum industry and everything, when everyone's like, oh, let's get to, electric vehicles and this. And it's like, well, everything is still plastic. Yeah. Like, that comes from petroleum. You're still going to need the oil and gas there. So depending on, your geography and like your country and what's readily available to you, maybe that's the best option. You're always going to need that. But to say like you need an EV or like a gas power car, because I think in Canada, by 2035, everything has to be electric, they're pushing the mandate kind of thing. And, it might not be the right thing, give everyone an option and see what works best in that area.
So anybody who's listening, you've heard of injection molding. From what I understand, I'm going to give a layman explanation as much as I can understand it. I've seen those videos where they make like the like plastic kayaks and tanks of some sort. They'll put something like there's a mold that sandwiches together. They put the material in between, and in some cases, I guess they'll compress it. I guess it'll heat up, and they inject air into it, and then it just inflates and then molds to the actual.
So that's blow molding.
Blow molding. Yeah. So what you're doing is actually compressing something.
So mine, for that one there, they'll have kind of like a tube of material come down, and then it'll kind of like crimp it top and bottom, and then they'll put the air in there so it kind of like expands into the cavity so that you have an opening in the middle. For injection molding, it's just two pieces that come together, and then you've got like a tip that shoots liquid plastic in high pressure to fill up that mold.
Is it heated?
Yeah.
Because I guess what's the actual melt point temperature on that?
Every material is different, but usually it's about 400 degrees.
Fahrenheit or
Celsius? Fahrenheit. Yeah.
I don't know if you got.
No, there it's in Fahrenheit. Yeah, that machine. So yeah. Yeah.
But if you wanted to do something entirely different, you got to get all new machines or retool the ones you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And they're built for certain size items, I guess.
Yeah. So for us, we have machines that range from like 90 ton up to 500 ton. And tonnage is just like how much pressure it is like to close.
Yeah.
But if you think of it in a different way, it's like we can shoot parts that are 50 grams up to 5 pounds,
right? Kind
of thing. So a Squatty Potty, those are on like the bigger machines. So usually you want like more power than you need to actually fill it or like more material. So we're filling like, a 3-pound part using like our 5-pound machine kind of thing.
How many Squatty Potties you make in a day or an hour?
Depends which one and how many machines we have running. But I mean, annually it's about like 500,000 or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
You ever because those videos are very fascinating to watch how stuff is made. You see it on the little tracks and, you see how the machines are putting caps on or putting the plastic seal on or whatever, all these different things you can find on TikTok all day long. I always think in the back of my head, oh my gosh, what if one is off? And then it sets off a chain reaction. And you're like, oh gosh, where did it begin and end? But those are one of the things you got to figure out in that situation, doing what you do. Yeah.
No, there's always issues that come up.
Yeah.
We'll have like a runner that gets stuck in the machine and then nothing can shoot out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pull that out. You can have material that's just contaminated or bad, or, it's summertime, it's hot. There, it's very humid, just like here too, and the whole plant is wet and melting. So if you get too much moisture and stuff in there, you'll get splaying and stuff. And there's always something that can go wrong. Or someone's half asleep doing it, and every single one has like a black mark on the back, and they were like, oh. And then you go and look, and it's like, oh, we got 3,000 of them. It's like, okay, cool. What are we going to do now? So,
what do you do in that situation? Grind them down and feed them back through?
We look at it to see like how bad, like sometimes it might just be like, if you didn't fill right, there might be like a little bit of a dent or something on the inside that no one's going to see. We'll make a judgment call, but there's many times that I just look at it and I'm like, okay, there's 2 days of production. We just have to grind up. So, but we reuse it. So
how often does that happen?
Very, very rarely.
Yeah.
So, but
in the beginning a lot more, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it definitely happened.
It truly is fascinating because not many people get to see that side of, how are these things made,
and to see the scale of, something like that. Cause you just look on Amazon, it's like, oh, I'll buy one. It gets delivered. You bought it in the morning, it comes at 5:00 in the afternoon. And to see how much gets made. And then now what I'm seeing is like how much the logistics goes into it of every week sending out, boxes to Amazon, that I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. So.
Yeah, it reminds me, I did delivery for an industrial hardware company in Connecticut once for a summer. And one of their clients was a manufacturing plant that made aluminum cans for soda.
Yeah.
And more than, all the aluminum cans. And I think it was called American Can, actually. And gosh, the smell in that place.
Yeah.
Do you kind of get that too in the factory?
It depends what material you're using. Like polypropylene and high density polyethylene are very stable. They don't smell kind of thing. But some materials like ABS, PVC, they stink and they burn. And at one point, I got an extrusion machine. So something totally different. I wanted to just make like these plastic rails so I bought this machine. I had the guy who kind of like services our injection mold machines. He's never done one of these before. So he was just getting it up and running, turns it on, left it on for like 3 or 4 hours. And because it had PVC inside, it heats up, it smells, but then it shot out like a cannon.
Yeah.
And luckily nobody was in the way or anybody got hurt, but I was just like, that's too dangerous. I'm never doing this again. Anything.
So because it heated up, it just,
he was trying to clean out the barrel.
Right.
But he didn't know what was in there, but he just left it on too long. And I'm just like, if we start using this material, I don't feel comfortable like with what we're doing and the risk and everything. I'm like, you know what? I got a great deal on the machine, and I'm like, I'll just sell it.
So where are you looking to grow this business into? What do you want to do with it?
Well, just keep growing right now. I mean, I've gotten more into, I guess like the fulfillment and warehousing and everything, which was something I never thought I'd really get into, but it was just like a natural progression. I see kind of like still the same growth with Squatty Potty, but then for me, as much as I've grown with them, it's a blessing and a curse because it's like now I have there's so much of my business that I also want to diversify into other fields kind of thing.
Right.
So we do automotive packaging.
That would be known as golden handcuffs, I believe.
Oh, there you go. Yes. Yeah. So we do automotive packaging as well, which is like we do like the plastics for other companies that make like steel racks that will then ship their parts in. So we continue to do that. I'm looking at different processes and just making unique stuff that I can give to those guys so that they can sell it to their customers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look at, I just make the plastics and then let those guys kind of do the sales. Because what happened in Canada for me is when I was doing the certifications, I was doing certifications for like 15 different automotive, I guess like racking suppliers. So I have all their contacts. They're all good relationship with me. And I just throw it out there. I can do your plastic for you kind of thing. And these are the different locations I can do it. And I let them kind of go and find all like the sales, and then I'll kind of just do the plastic on the stuff that I'm competitive at for them kind of thing.
Well, you're also part of BNI. How we met.
Yep.
Why BNI? It's a very interesting industry to be in BNI for.
Yes.
You know, who are you looking for and what kind of referrals?
So with me going into BNI, I'm working with Lindsay, who's kind of doing like my marketing and everything. It's something that I've never looked at, was marketing the business, fixing up the website, you know, changing the image of like what we are and who we are. Everything I've done is more like, oh, this guy's been in that position for 20 years at General Motors. Mm-hmm. That's the guy who does packaging. You go talk to him. There's like few people that you find and you do that and you just stick with them. Going into BNI, I want to try and open it up to just different industries that I never thought would work with what we do. And I have, I'm just, I guess, like trying it out to see what happens. I just don't have any expectations really. And I'm just hoping to, you know, I'm learning a lot just seeing everybody, how they deal with, like most of the people at BNI, I feel like are a lot of like personal services.
Yeah.
That everybody can use each other's services. Nobody's coming to me being like, hey, can you make me a stool? You know, it's like, you know, it's,
sure. A one-off.
Yeah. One-off. Yeah. And I feel like everything I do is like a glacier. It's like, it takes a long, long time, but then when it comes, it's big.
Yeah.
So,
whale hunting.
Yeah. Whale hunting. So, I don't really have too many expectations. I have no idea what's going to come from it, but I want to at least put myself out there, try it out, meet all the people, which is great. You know, every meeting, you know, we have like the two people that do like, that stand up and, you know, talk a little bit about themselves. And it's great to see everyone's story and see where they came from, you know, their struggles, how they succeeded and everything like that too.
Are you, was that your first experience with BNI?
Yeah.
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 I've been a part of it about 11 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And you try on jokes and try to be funny. A lot of the time it doesn't work out for me. Typically on a long form stuff like this, I can be myself and I'm not constrained to a time.
To a 30-second.
Yeah. That's what throws me off, man.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to make it as creative as possible. I think you could be funny and maybe you're taking this idea and run with it. It's for some reason I have the concept of who's your plastics guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anybody who's, you know, everybody gets the question all the time. Hey, who do you use for your plastics manufacturing?
Well, I think
that would be a funny opener.
Next week. There we go. Yeah. I know you get this question all the time.
Oh gosh. So, now I'm here. Guys.
Yeah. So please reach out. What have you been waiting for?
What do you need made out of plastic? I could do it.
Yeah. But yeah, before like BNI, I think like, you know, it was a lot of like, for me trying to expand the business stuff. It's like cold calls. I go to a few, what do you call it? Like trade
chambers,
shows, like trade shows and stuff like that. And it really doesn't go much. It doesn't really happen kind of thing. It's just like, yeah. They want to, at a trade show, they're trying to sell you more than you going like to sell them. I kind of feel like if you're an attendee at a trade show. Yeah. Like, so you probably just need a booth at a trade show to attract those guys. I don't even know. Like, honestly, I don't know what trade show, like for those ones, I was going to ask. Yeah. I don't even know which one would be the right one. Cause I would like, from what they told, like the workers that I had for like the Squatty Potty one, where the guy got the Squatty Potty business is he got it from, there's like a home show in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And I guess Squatty Potty was like was there as like one of like the new items, and they had like a new item thing. He met them there and said, hey, I can, you know, do it for you in Canada kind of thing. And that's where they kind of like met. Mm-hmm. So I went to that show and tried it and I got nothing. It was actually very interesting to see in that trade show though, because it's like there's like a bunch of brands and everything. You see everyone. It's like all your homeware brands, and then there's like another massive hall behind everything that's kind of like closed off, but it's huge, and it's like you go in there and it's Alibaba. It's like every single product you would see at Walmart or Target, unbranded.
Right.
And it's like you can just go there and it's like, hey, if you want to put your own logo there and start selling air fryers, there it is.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
And that was very interesting to see there, because I guess that trade show is more like, to me, was like, okay, if you've got all these manufacturers from China, they're showing up here, and if you have a brand, you can go and pick 5 of those suppliers, put your logo on it, and now you've got a brand that you can sell on Amazon, or try and get into like Walmart or Target or something like that.
That's the thing. Have you seen the proliferation of e-bikes lately? E-bikes, not e-bakes,
Yeah.
like I said.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
Yeah. Probably the same person as, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's the old adage of, oil filters coming off the same line, except one's going this way and getting labeled as Fram, and these guys are being labeled as STP.
Yeah. It's like same thing, but double the price or whatever. It's just, they're all the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Lighting's not all that different.
Yeah.
A lot of the GE brands, the bigger names in the business, we found out, you can, some of these not so popular non-brand names, were basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much differentiation other than the logo.
Yeah.
Power of a brand, man.
Yeah.
Do you ever walk through? I mean, I would imagine a prospecting ground for you would be a walk through Walmart, and hey, this guy is putting out widgets, and I see them on the shelf, and they seem to be very popular. If they're growing and scaling, maybe they need an alternative, guy to come in and pinch it.
Yeah.
Is that something you've done?
Yeah. No, I've tried a few times trying to find products like that, and I'm like, we're using like the same materials, the same processes. I'm like, and it just hasn't really taken for me.
I would imagine something like that, finding the right people and putting on a regular email drip might over time, because if your business, it sounds a lot like ours, where the colored lighting, all of a sudden every car wash was keeping up with the Joneses, and they needed a light show. So we got inundated. And it became a thing. But as quickly as it started, it kind of tapered off, and it's still going.
Is it like once everybody got it, then they were good kind of thing?
No, I mean, they were trying to figure out which company was integrous, that would stand behind warranties, would have good products that wouldn't, fail within the first year. That was a big challenge, but we're kind of getting there. It's still a headache factor with what we do, but a lot of what we're doing is also making the control systems much easier. We have our own control system that's world-class and very streamlined, very easy to use for any sort of commercial facilities operator, hospitality, restaurants, any of those types of industries, car washes, of course, municipalities, to go in and, just change up a light show on a whim, as long as the lights are working. It's actually more about the controller now,
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, we have CNC machines that we cut, like sheets of plastic for the automotive packaging. And the company that we buy it from, they're in Canada. We buy the CNC machine from them, but they bring it in from China, and then they create their whole control system around it, kind of thing. And then they are, if you have any issues or whatever, like they know how to do it, because it's like that step is huge. I feel like being able to like cater it to your market and make it easy for everybody to use, because they could, like even me, I could probably go and buy that same machine from Alibaba for half the price, bring it over, but nobody's going to pick up the phone. I might not even be able to read the instructions or anything. So it seems kind of like similar to what you're saying. Like you're making like your whole control system for your customers, and then giving them that great support that they want. And so they're able to use their machine or their product, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not rocket surgery, but it is to a certain extent. It's very daunting. I mean, especially with what you're doing, I'd have no idea how to wrap my head around it, But I mean, I guess that's the taking the first steps up Everest. That's what I call it. So where do you want to? So do you want the business to grow, of course? And next 5-10 years, what do they look like for you?
Next 5 or 10 years, I don't know. I think we might have to probably get like more warehouse space and just kind of like find more maybe like satellite locations of where we are. Like, because right now we've got like one spot here, but then to help with the distribution and everything, kind of like have more spots locally to other markets kind of thing. So just expanding it out that way. But yeah, no, it's just, it blows my mind when I think about it. Cause I'm like 3 years ago, there was like nothing there. And now it's like, you got 20,000 square feet and 10 employees rocking in there. And it's like, they're busy, they're doing lots of work. And
it's a lot of room for 10 employees.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of storage in there, lots and lots of storage. But just to see, you know, every week, these trucks coming in, products going out. And like, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, it was like nothing was there. So it was a big change. Yep.
Just a little bit of time, effort, ambition. I would actually check out Lewisburg. That's a pretty big manufacturing hub that's developing down there.
That was like the first property that I found that I wanted to get was actually in Lewisburg. Yeah.
And it got snatched up.
Yeah. Yeah. It got snatched up. But yeah, in that area, there is a lot of manufacturing down there. There's a lot of like, actually one of my customers is down there as well. Mm-hmm. That I work with. But yeah, there like when we were like looking to move from Canada, like we were looking at like Tennessee, Florida, Texas, and more for like my business and everything. I knew that there's like a lot of automotive stuff for me to go into and grow. And there is lots of manufacturing down here and the South. It's expanding. So just kind of like go along with the ride and expand with everybody else down here.
Well, if you guys are listening and you need something manufactured at scale that happens to be plastic, make sure you reach out to Joe Paonessa with Edgecroft. Where can everybody find and follow you?
You can go on our website, edgecroft.com, or you can send me an email at joe@edgecroft.com.
Are you doing a lot of social media? Because I mean, that kind of, well, I guess you'd probably be limited to what Squatty Potty would allow you to put out, but that would be fascinating stuff to watch. A lot of satisfying content, you know?
Like, yeah, I like you were saying, like people just like watching like the line.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything. And
it's not a bad idea.
I'm working with Lindsay and I'm thinking that, you know, almost like not even just like to put it out there, but like just to almost like catalog it for myself.
Yeah.
Because we make so many parts all the time. And even just like, you know, if you throw it up onto whatever, like LinkedIn or Facebook, just having all those parts, I feel like that's almost like every week just posting one thing that you made. And then, you know, if a customer, what do you guys make? Like, it's easier to show them that than here's the wall of, you know, the parts. You have to physically be here and it's not everything that we've done.
Right.
So, because I think, you know, it's kind of like satisfying, like watching those manufacturing videos every once in a while.
Yeah. Like, you know, seeing the labels being put on bottles because the bottles are always spinning
and all that. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's like Laverne and Shirley. I don't know if you remember that show.
But I remember that one. But no, like even, you know, when I'm there, I don't know, something like satisfying and calming, just like seeing the machine work, make a few parts, cut them up.
It is stupefying how many people have made online careers out of just doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, like ASMR,
you know, just watching, I think it was paper clips being made. And you see the little wire coming out of the thing and all these things bend it and there's a paper clip and a thing comes down and shears it off and the next one's you got to sit there and watch. It's just so weirdly, oddly satisfying. Who knew? You know? But, well, there you go. Check him out. All the description will have all of his information. Make sure you find and follow him, especially if you're in the market to get something made. You know, might as well put it out there.
Yep.
Joe can handle it for you. And as usual, MMTBP is our website. Go there, check it out, and see what episodes might tickle your fancy. If you like what we do, share it out. That's a great way to do it. MMTBP.com. And of course, there's also the link there for you to be able to be on the show. You could fill out an application. We'll consider it, especially if you're here in town. We like doing them in person. That would be fantastic. Special thanks to our title sponsor, Christian Brothers Automotive of Spring Hill. Jason Miller over there does a great job. He really, as soon as he took over ownership of that organization, that lot is constantly full, and they got the best snack game in town. That's for sure. He even says it. Check them out as well. Christian Brothers Spring Hill. Joe, thank you for coming out here, buddy.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.